What's up YouTube, Stefano Turtle here, and today I'm coming at you guys with my updated Lightsworn deck profile for the July 2018 format. Without further ado, let's just get into the deck. First off, 3 copies of Judgment Dragon. I like to run this, I know some Lightsworn players don't run 3. I run it at 3 because somewhat easy to bring out. Maybe not first turn, sometimes you can. It's a board wipe and helps fill up your grave, which is what you want. 1 Punishment Dragon. Again, recursion, make sure you don't deck out. And 1 BLS, Envoy at the beginning, because can attack over big monsters and just get rid of problematic ones. Then 3 Raiden. He is essentially one to fill up your grave, and actually it is really useful. And also, by the way, at the end of the deck profile I will be showing off combos. Then we have our 3 Wolf and 2 Felis. These you mainly want to mill or send off of Lightsworns, whether it be Raiden or any monster in general, actually. And by the way, this is not a 60 card variant, it's a 40 card one. 1 Jane. Jane is banish, weaken opponent's monster, and attack over it. 2 Lila. Acts as a spell and trap removal by banishing a Lightsworn to remove a spell or trap. And by the way, Twilight Sworns don't mill during end phase, they mill whenever a Lightsworn effect is activated. So Jane does 2 and Lila mills 3. Just in case you were curious. No pun intended. Then 3 Illumina. Illumina is your main combo starter if you have a Lightsworn in grave and you have like multiple in hand, because repeatedly special summoning her, she's not a hard one to return. Then we have 1 Raiko. Raiko just gets rid of any problematic monster, and he mills 3 off of a Lightsworn's effect. Then for a bit more of a chaos engine, I chose to run 2 of Black Dragon Collapse Serpent and 2 of White Dragon Wyver Buster. These search each other out and also allow for a lot more plays in the deck. I cut Fairy Tale Snow down to 2. 3 and 40 card, while it can be useful sometimes, you really only need 2. 1 Giant Rex, and I cut Destrudo down to 1 as well. And this is just because, while Destrudo can you can still use Destrudo in hand, but you really don't want to see it in hand much. So, yeah. Then on to the spells. 2 Solar Recharge. Again, discard, draw, mill. You're trying to fill up your graveyard as quick as possible. March of the Dark Brigade, because recursion. Charge of the Light Brigade. Once I get more, I am going to switch up the numbers again. But for now, I only have 1, and this is obviously Search. Astral Force, Zexalock, without a doubt, is the best use for this, because it stops your opponent from really playing. 1 Reasoning to help thin out your deck, and also 1 Eroda. Rhoda to also thin out your deck by searching either Raiden or Jane. Cosmic Cyclone for back row removal, again. Monster Reborn, because it's Monster Reborn. Foolish, because thins out the deck. Then for the traps, one of Lightsworn Judgment. This is to effect where if it's face down, you can flip it, set it on top of a deck, mill it off of a Lightsworn, and then you search a Judgment Dragon. And then Twilight Eraser. If you control two Lightsworns with the same type but different names, banish 2 Lightsworns and you banish 2 of your opponent's cards. That's the primary effect. Secondary is that if it's milled by a Lightsworn, then you special summon a Lightsworn from your hand, which actually is pretty good because let's say you have a Felis or a Wolf in your hand, if you mill this off of a Lightsworn, that actually lets you summon them out and unbrick your hand a bit. That's it for the main deck. Onto the extra. Oh, and by the way, I did re-sleeve these with some Vanguard sleeves just because felt like it. Extra deck didn't change. Too Curious. Helps thin out your deck more. Sends the any card from the deck and then mill 3. So that means you can send your Twilight Eraser, Lightsworn Judgment, etc., etc. And also opens up your Link Arrows. Along with one Underclock Taker. Really generic and underrated. This card is actually pretty underrated, but can help win games. So that's for my links. Then 2 Minerva. Again, mill and draw, or if she's destroyed, mill and destruction. You can't go wrong with this. It's really just helping you thin out your deck. Then Zexalock. Zexalock is pretty easy to make in this deck because you have a lot of targets. One is Steel Swarm Roach. This card actually can stop Draco right in its tracks because it's not a once per turn at all. You just detach, stop a summon, and that's actually extremely useful. 1 Tsukuyomi, this helps dig through your deck more. 1 Abyss Dweller, this shuts down a multitude of decks. 1 Leviaire, recycles your resources. 1 Humming, gives you an extra way to push for game. Spark Dragon, protects your cards, which is especially useful in case where you have Judgment Dragon and are blowing up the field. Michael, banish, and also recurs your Lightsworns, gives you life points. Black Rose, board white. Onto the side deck, I run 1 more Punishment Dragon. Again, recursion. Sorry if you see that line, my niece got a hold of it and bent it. 1 Destrudo. I put the other Destrudo and the other Snow in sideboard because, well, they can be advantageous. It's just, sometimes it can be bricky. 1 Mathematician, sends your cards to the grave. 2 DD Crow. This is just because I don't have Called by the Grave. And still, getting rid of opponent's cards in grave is actually really useful. 1 Eater of Millions, because it's still a powerful card. March of the Dark Brigade, because recursion. Prohibition, because stops your opponent from... This is actually really good because you can shut down a multitude of decks with it. So that's why I play 1 inside. 1 Upstart, consistency. Along with the 2 Desires, I put them in sideboard as well. Then I play 2 Torrential and put the Solemn in sideboard as well. Now onto the... Allow me to shuffle up the deck and I will show you some combos. Alright, so opening hand. This is a somewhat decent opening hand. Let's see what we can make out of it. Summon right in, activate effect. Mills, not the best, but we can banish this Wyver Buster to summon Collapse Serpent. Then overlay with these to go into Minerva. Activate Minerva's effect. Mill 3. Draw for every Lightsworn. Banish right in. Summon Wyver Buster. And unfortunately, no, actually there is more plays you can do, but I'm just going to leave that at that for now. Let's say your opponent doesn't have anything and just passes. This is obviously not in most cases, but sometimes there are. Summon right in, mill 2. Activate Minerva. Oops. Drop my deck. However, everything still stayed about the same, so mill 3. Draw 2. Get a plus off of Judgment. And then we will link into Curious. Wyver Buster activates. So, by the way, I'm having to do this one-handed. I'm holding my phone with the other hand. Then also send a card to the grave. I have to shuffle the deck again, so give me a second. Almost forgot, I milled a wolf off of Minerva, so he would be summoned. Felis is summoned, and I mill 3. Milled another wolf, Solar Recharge and Lumina. Summon. Banish the other Wyver Buster. Summon Collapse Serpent. Give me a sec. Sinkin Spark Dragon. And then just counting how many Lightsworns are different names. Okay, got 4. Special Summon Judgment Dragon. And then we will... Give me a sec. Yes, I'm doing this off of the couch. Overlay into Roach. And then you would essentially attack, end phase, mill 7, 4 off of JD, and 3 off of Curious, because Curious activates when a card is sent to the grave from the deck. And that ending board there is actually a pretty strong one. And give me a sec so I can reset, and I will show you another 2-turn combo, I guess, because this was meant to be a 1-turn combo. You can make this going first, so give me a sec to reset, and I'll show you another.